Hi, I'm going to do a video here on a bolt cage or whatever I guess you like to call it. We call them bolt cages. But so what I do to start is I start off with just anchors. So I just put in anchors to start a job until this is approved. And then I'll come to this connection. Let's say we just have one. We obviously have more than one here. This is a house project with some portal frames and some moment frames in here. So let's just work on this moment frame, I guess. So what we can do is we'll pick one of these offset plates. So this is my grout, so this is my ground floor here at 15. So what I'm going to do is first I'm going to create a plate. So I want to put a leveling plate. So it's really not an anchor cage, it's just a leveling plate with the bolts in it to be embedded in the concrete. So what we'll do first is let's set the UCS down here, and then I'm going to go to objects, going to create a plate, and I'm going to create the plate. Oh, sorry, my UCS is not in the right orientation. So we'll go to plate again, and we'll set that plate at that ground level. Now that plate has moved in the up direction, so I want it to go down. So there we go. So the top of that plate's going to be level with the concrete. So now what we're going to do is we're going to make these bolts. These bolts are part of a connection here, so we first need to delete the connection. I'm going to check the tolerance. My hole tolerance is off there. I want that to be 5/16. Okay, so I've created the hole tolerance there. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to change these bolts into holes, and then I'm going to do anchors in this plate, and the outside is going to be center of hole, and I have an anchor set inside here which I have created myself, which is a hooked anchor ADM, and round extended. That's the one I want there. So I have a bolt either side of the plate, and I have the extended anchor at the top, so I have plenty of room to put the nut and washer afterwards. And we're going to make this a shop assembly. So now when we check this here, we can see that that has created that assembly. So now if you go to put this on a sheet, I don't have it set up yet. So once I go to put this on a sheet, so I'll do selected, because it's regarded as a standalone part, I put it on a single sheet drawing or single part drawing. And oh, sorry, I never numbered it. So let's select these, number these. Okay, P1, that's fine. And now I want to go and create a single part drawing for it. Now it's regarded as single part because the bolts aren't considered, so we'll show the part deal. Now the problem I have here is when they bring this to site, they're not going to know where to install it. So what you need to do is come back here, and we're going to put a marking on that. So let's come in here. I've already set the UCS, so what I'm going to do is I'll just go through the process how I do it. Set the UCS to the plate, top of the plate, and then come back in here, go into your miscellaneous here, and all the way down and go to general punch marks, select the plate, and then select a node on the end of the column, right click, and there's your punch mark. Now if I go back to my drawing, labels and dimensions, update, and that has not worked. So it says the detail is not registered. So what we probably need to do is let's close this out, and let's come back here. Let's select these two, and then go to numbering, home, numbering. We've numbered that again. Now let's see if we can get into that. Show party is not up to date, so let's try and update it again. Same thing. So it's because we put the marking, for some reason it's not registering it. So let's go back into the document manager and we'll force the update in here, and then we'll open it and it'll work that way. And there's your marking. So what I do then is I'll put in a little bit of a better mark than that. I'll put in something like, I do this a lot for my nodes, so I'll just explode this, delete, I'll trim this. Obviously you can save this as a block to save you doing this every time. And then we'll group that, and then we can scale that. Two times, and then just something like that, you know, because it has the mark in there, but I like to do something like that. And then I'll just give them the dimensions over here. Now obviously you would ideally want this to come in with these dimensions, so you have to go in and figure out how to get the marking on there, which I don't know how to do yet. So that's basically what you do there. Now the problem is now you don't have an assembly drawn for this, right? So if we go to output, let's see what we have for single parts. Assemblies, anchor assembly. So what we need to do now is we'll come back in here. We'll go back to our management tools, the defaults, and go into our drawing general, and behavior for standalone parts on shop drawings. For beams, for plates, we'll change this to main part and single part. Load the settings, close that, reload the defaults, come back in here, find our plate wherever we're gone, down here, right? Oh, I'm in the wrong drawing. This one. Select this plate, go here and put on assembly B drawing, okay. And now show assembly detail. And interestingly, this has come in wrong. Now it has come in with this marking, which is good. That shows the center mark. So what we need to do is we need to check what drawing this has come in on automatically and plate assembly. So I had not got that set up right for myself, so I'd need to change the model role. But what you can do is just come in here and go to your anchor assembly. No, that's not going to work. So what we're going to do is we're going to close this. I don't really have it set up right in my system yet, which is unfortunate. So let's go back to the project. Let's go in here. Let's delete that one we just created. So we're going to delete the assembly, okay, because we want to create it again. Now this time we want to come in here. We want to select this. We'll come back in here. Anchor assembly use. So the sheet name is going to be wrong, but it'll give you an idea. So it's coming in on the wrong drawing, so I have to change all that. So these are kind of all workarounds. Obviously, I thought I had this set up a little better, to be honest. It's not set up very good, so probably not the best time to do a video, but it's good because it shows you the workarounds. So we'll have to go back in here, and this is an assembly, and a B, ADM, okay. So here now you're getting it on the assembly, and that's your drawing. So you can see extended anchors. It's got the center of the anchors here. It's got the anchors here. So you probably just want to add like a dimension here. So you can see it's 6 inches above, down below. And there's your anchor assembly. So, like I say, so the problem is I don't have a model roll set up for this. So I don't have this in even as a plate. But see, I want to have this in as a leveling plate, landing plate. I don't really want to have it in as a landing plate. It's really a leveling plate. So if we check in, let's go do it, I guess. It'll make it a longer video, but so we want this to be a leveling plate. So let's go back into our management tools, and let's go to our table editor, sorry, not table editor, object property, model roles. So let's have a look. I don't know, I thought you could put a leveling plate in through the macro, but obviously not. So let's just do landing plate and then new, all straight and linear plane, and then we'll just do leveling plate. We'll keep it the same as the other one, so we won't have a capital on the second one. Actually, I might know it's mine then. Leveling plate, apply. So now we have to reset that and come back in here, naming leveling plate. So now it's a leveling plate, right? So it's still going to be numbered the same. So now we want to go to process. So this was the process we were using. Assembly each ANSI B. So if I go into output and drawing, oh well, it's the process, sorry, not the drawing style. I want to go into the drawing process. Now I probably have to go back and set up model objects. So let's see. Assembly selected, ANSI B, and then we'll go down here to our detailed style map. Alright, so we can see when it does plates, it puts the plates on this assembly. So this is the one out of the box. I want to create a new one. This already should be a new one, to be honest, but I'm fairly comfortable changing these at this point. Next, okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add another one for plates. So these are folded plates, and then there's plates. So I'm going to add one. So you can see there's different types of plates here. So what I need to do is I need to create model objects, right? See, there's model objects. So okay, and apply, okay. So I'm going to come back in here to the drawing styles, and then we'll go to model objects, parts with model role, or main parts with model role, main parts with model role, plate. So there's plate cover, parts with model role. Sorry, you can see I have a lot of extra ones here that I don't need. which I should come back in and delete. So we'll do main parts. I'm just wondering why there's only one plate. There's only one plate in here for main parts with model roll. All model rolls. That's without model roll. So I want to do with model roll, right? So sorry, I'm just having a look around while I'm doing this. So I want to create a new one of these. So let's copy this and plate, and I'll just put in leveling plate. You know what? I'm gonna put in plate and then leveling plate. Sorry. Okay, and then I need to change this down here. So main parts with model roll, and I want to change this, so I'm going to delete this. Now you could have created a new one here. I copied it over here. It's the same thing as doing this here, as doing that. It's the same thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete that one, and then I'm going to go in here and come down here. I'm looking for a leveling plate, sorry. JKL leveling plate, okay. Apply. Okay. Alright, so now I've created the model objects. Now I need to go back into the drawing process. I need to go back to the detailed style map. I need to come back in here. And this one is doing all plates, so I also need this to be above that one. So I'll move it right up there, and drawing style, sorry, drawing style I'm going to change in a second. Main part, with model roll I did, so going to with model roll, and plate leveling plate, there it is. Bit of a mouthful. And ADM assembly anchor, apply, and that should be okay. So let's do okay, and then let's go back here and see what it's putting it on the right prototype. Okay, and the number is correct. Okay, apply. Okay, now let's go in here, and have I changed this? I have. Okay, so what we're going to do now is go back into the document manager, and up to date we're going to do assembly. We're going to delete that because we want to create it again. And now this time, hopefully all going well, that I've just changed it, now this should come out on a drawing for me. So let me select it, and let's come over here. Okay, it's already detailed on drawing 2, so that's right, I did a drawing 2. Let me delete it from that one also. So drawing 2, delete. Okay, that was the one that I did by accident. So that drawing is open. So that was this one that I had to change. So let's close them out. Document manager, delete. Okay. Okay, so hopefully that's deleted. Now let's select the plate, assembly NCB, okay. So it's output assembly P1 on sheet 1, so that should be okay. Now we'll just go and see. Now you can see down here it is on the right drawing, it appears to be. Number of the plates. and show assembly detail, and you can see that it has put it on the sheet, but it has used the wrong drawing style. So let's go in and we can see that it has still used the plate assembly. So let me see what I did wrong. This is not planned, obviously. So leveling plate, that's correct. I used ANSI B, so let me go in and check that. Assemblies each on ANSI B. Assemblies selected. Now, it shouldn't have used that as far as I know, because I have my plate leveling plate up here. There is no other mention up here of no, that shouldn't affect it, obviously. So I don't know why it hasn't used it for now. That seems unusual. So it has still used this one. And there's no override there. So ADM anchor assembly, okay. Okay, let's just see if I come in here. No, that's not gonna work. So I don't know. I'm stumped. ADM anchor assembly front section top weld preparation. That's saying I used that anchor assembly, but I didn't. That's interesting. So anyway, I obviously have something to figure out why that's not going onto the right sheet for me. If I go back here, I can see that the name is leveling plate. And if I go back into this model objects, main parts, oh, there's the problem. This never changed. I thought I changed this. So here is the problem. So I guess I didn't apply that change. Okay. If I go back in and just double check that. Leveling plate, okay. Close out the P1 drawing. Go back to my drawing process manager. Yeah, drawing process manager, sorry. And we'll just double check here, everything is okay. Okay, let's go into our document manager and let's delete that part. And we'll try again. Sometimes the process of getting it wrong often is the best way to remember it, so I don't really mind once I don't waste too much time. So Now we'll try this again. So I'm going to select the plate, assembly NCB. We'll try one more time and then that'll be it if it doesn't work. I guess we didn't delete that drawing. Alright, so select the plate, NCB, okay, and there you go. So we got it on the right sheet, we got it the way we wanted, more or less. I would like this to have a center mark also, so you can see this one has a center mark marked on it. So let's just go back into the drawing style. This is 1.5 to 1. Go into the drawing style, the one we used. Let's go to user, drawing styles, NDM anchor, and top, front. Object presentation. So if we go to the front view, object presentation, we can see holes without punch mark. See here, we have a punch mark added here, ADM anchor assembly. So punch mark, visible hidden symbol, and if we go to the top, it's using the same one, but it's front and side front. So if I change this to all, it'll change it obviously in both of them because they're both using the same one here. So you see it's also changed it in this one. So apply, use. Yeah, it's not letting me update these, which is weird. It always usually does. So I guess what we'll do rather than worrying about it is let's just delete it one time again. Usually I can just update those no problem. So I don't know why it's not working. But we'll just carry on and we'll do this again, and I don't know, I'm also having to delete these twice. I feel like I'll have to go back and look at the video. I don't know what I'm doing wrong, doing everything wrong today. So I'll select the plate again, and this is something I need to do right now. I mean, this is something I have to send out to a guy in the next 10 minutes. And now we've got the mark here as well. Alright, so that's what we want. Now I would also like that punch mark to show up on my other drawings. So on my single part drawing I would like that to show up. So let's see, I don't think we have the single part for this, do we? No. So I think I deleted the single part. So what I'll do is let's go back here and we'll go to single parts. Okay, and show. So it's giving me the mark, but it's not giving me the symbol for it. So let's go back in here. Now this is going to be the single part drawing, so go to single part, and it's probably just this one, I imagine. And we can see punch mark. And I don't remember what it was. Let me have a look. So anchor assembly and object presentation and attach plates. Sorry, punch marks, punch beam side symbol. So let's go back in here. Object presentation. punch marks. Plates. I guess I should have looked to see what category it's in. Oh, of course it's in with the holes, right? Yeah, sorry. It's in with the holes. So now you won't have to go back and put in that stupid mark I was putting in, right? So earlier I was putting in a mark. Yeah, I don't know. I think I have to close Advanced Steel and open it again. I can always update these drawings, and it's not letting me. It's saying they're not registered. So that's really unusual. Obviously, it's a real time saver when you don't have to delete drawings. I'm just going to keep doing it here because just to get this out. And now let's try it and see if it comes in any better. And there you come in with the mark on it, so you can see that's your center punch mark. And I hope that helps anyone that's looking to use the punch marks. So now the guy knows that's the center of the column, and he just need to check the drawing for the orientation. I hope that helps anyone. A little bit of a workaround, probably twice as long as I expected, but I think that'll help you remember it at least. Alright, take care.